Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Steven here once again. First of all, I'm going to wish all of you a happy Halloween. And now with that taken care of, let's talk NASCAR, shall we? I do want to extend my congratulations, first and foremost, to the 3 race winners this past weekend at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Grant Enfinger, Austin Hill, and Tyler Reddick. Which means, as you know, for Hill and Reddick, they're locked in a championship 4. Meaning there are 2 spots left in each series to join them after this weekend's race at Martinsville. Whereas Enfinger, there are still 3 spots available for tomorrow night's truck race. And I'll get this out of the way right quick. 2 o'clock Sunday Cup on NBC, 4 o'clock Xfinity Saturday on the CW, and 6 o'clock tomorrow on FS1 for the truck race. And of course, you can listen to all 3 on MRN Radio, either on the NASCAR app or Sirius XM satellite radio as well. If you don't want to see the TV broadcast version of the races, of course. And bear in mind, this is only in the United States. As we respect the countries, I don't know. But anyway, get that out of the way. Now, as you know, Carter Jones made contact with Matt Mills during Saturday's Truck Series race, which ended up Jones getting a 2-lap penalty during the race. While Mills did climb out of his truck, he was taken to the hospital for observations for a smoke hallucinations, but was ultimately released Monday and will race this weekend at Martinsville. Jones, on the other hand, won't be, as he will face a 1-race suspension because of his actions. First and foremost, I am glad that Mills is okay and will be allowed to race this weekend. Jones, on the other hand, personally, I think he should have been parked for the remainder of the season, which is 2 races, but I guess 1 and the 2-lap penalty, I guess it's fair enough, all things considered and whatnot. Just as long as during their offseason he takes anger management for his actions, and hopefully he learns from this. We got a couple of new crew chiefs coming on board next year as well, with Mike Stanley taking over for Josh Berry when he drives Robots next year. Now, Stanley has been with Team Penske for years and will make the switch over to the Wood Brothers, which has an alliance with Penske. While Charles DeNike will take over Bubba Wallace next year, with Woody Barger staying on to take on a more leadership role with the team. Now, I'm not too familiar with either one of these people, to be honest. But hopefully, they'll do well for Josh Berry and Bubba Wallace respectively. But I am a little bit more concerned with the Berry situation since, let's face it, ever since that announcement he was going to the Woods, he hasn't been performing all that good. But we'll see if this new crew chief will bring that spark back to will give him back to where he was prior to the announcement or not. As for Bubba, well, I guess it was time for Booty to move on. And quite frankly, they had a good run, but hopefully this new crew chief will be just the thing Bubba needs to be slightly more competitive more often than not. But we'll see. Now, Brent Holmes did close out Truck Series T. However, ever since then, there has been a new owner and driver for that team. The team, now called Hittinga Racing, will feature Brad Moffitt to drive for the team for the last 2 races this year and all of next year as well. Is it just me, or does Moffitt seems to mostly stay in the Truck Series rather than trying to get back to the Xfinity or Cup Series? Sure, he's past champion in the Truck Series, and that's good on him, but I don't know. I kind of wish that Martinsville would get another chance in the Xfinity Series or the Cup Series, but oh well, at least he has a ride for next year. So I wish him and the team best for next year and for these two races. Now we got a couple more driver situations to announce next year as well, because Stephen Parsons will drive for NASCAR Motorsports in the finale of Phoenix in the number 44 Chevrolet. William will stay with the Jesse Love for next year as well. And Brandon Poole will stick around with Alpha Prime Racing for next year as well, at least. And I wish all of them nothing but the best. But hopefully they have good results with the ride they're going to Phoenix and next year and beyond for the sponsor and the driver in the other two stories I just briefly talked about. Now, let's talk the championship 4 right quick. This weekend, as you know, is the last race before we know who's going to race for the championship next week. There are 2 spots left in Cup and Xfinity and 3 in Trucks. So let's get that out of the way first and foremost. For Cup, I'm thinking Bell and Byron will get in. Byron in the race, and Bell getting in on points. Meaning that the championship 4 next week will be Byron, Bell, and Reddick versus Logano. With 3 seasons looking for their first title, while Logano is trying to make it a 3-time championship out of the deal. But to be honest, I think a Hendrick driver, regardless, will make the final 4. And I think most likely, of the 4, it'll be Byron, but Larson is a very close second. He, Byron, and Elliott, in my book. And Bell has been arguably the best Gibbs driver all year. And unless Hamlin somehow wins the race, I just don't think we see just one Gibbs. I think we want to see one entry for Gibbs, being Bell. And Blaney did win this race a year ago. And he could make history if he could pull it off. As the first time in this format, the defending series champ, at least I'm aware of, I could be wrong on that, has a chance to go back to back. Well, at least since this format moved to Phoenix, I should say, because I think it was done a couple times at Homestead Martinsville Speedway. But I'll double check on that and get back with you as soon as I can on that. As for the Xfinity Series, I think all guys are still the favorite to make it in with a win. But even so, he still started on points, so honestly, all guys are on points. And for the win, I'm going to give it to Chandler Smith. Especially since we don't know what his plans are going to be for next year, and I'd like to see the guy at least try to get a championship next year. This year. And I still say the big 3 in Trucks, Majeski, Heim, and Ekins, will make the final 4. With Majeski, most likely get it in on wins, and the other 2 on points. No, sorry about that, folks. I had a little scratch. I thought I'd better do it off camera, more or less. But anyway, we'll be back next week at some point before Phoenix to make my championship predictions. And one thing's going to win the championship, and if they win the race in order to do so or not. Because as we saw last year, 2 of the 3, Trucks and Cup, had a different race winner, but not the championship, with Xfinity being the only one to have had the same race winner went on winning the championship. But we shall see next week. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, so, as it turns out, there was 4 occasions, including one in Phoenix, where the defending series champion did have a chance to defend his title, but all failed. Those will be in 2015, 16, 18 Homestead, and 21 at Phoenix. With Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and Chase Elliott being the defending series champions, they were in the championship for a race the following year, but failed to win the championship again. So if Blaney wins this weekend in Martinsville, it'll be the 5th time overall in the Cup Series that has happened. We shall see on Sunday if he can pull it off or not. And I just want to throw that in right quick before I forget. I'll see you next time. Bye.